Greetings and welcome back to Factorio. I'm KatherineOfSky, and in this episode we shall be conquering oil. So I have spent quite a bit of time adding things to the mall, basically replopping the blueprint to make things like pump jacks and our ever important chemical plants. I've handcrafted quite a few oil refineries, got tanks. I think I have everything we need. I hope I haven't forgotten anything. Because this is a really important episode and I wanted to save time to basically by doing stuff early and not wasting time on that later. So we're going to make several items which are going to go on the bus. Now we did allocate space for the liquid bus up here for our liquid products, but down here I think we should build a couple of lines for plastic. Now, I don't know if we're going to need 2 lines or not, but since we're doing, we might as well do. Which means that I just want to take a blueprint of 2 parallel lines of red belt and just bring them all the way down to the oil area. Now, there's space here, which I'm really glad I left this space here, by the way. Okay, let's put this here. Have nanobots do all the lovely things for us. Now, here's the plan. I've been looking at our map, and I think our best bet is to put oil down here. Now we have easy access to coal, which is required for plastic. Later, I kind of am thinking about extending this rail line down here. That's why we have the rail icons over there. We don't seem to be in any immediate danger from biters except for these, so I might put down some kind of turrets there. But overall, it's got easy access to water. There's a bit of a forest, so I did take some extra termite bots. But I think that's a decent place to put oil, so we're just going to put it down there. As you can see, we are suffering a little bit on steel here, so at some point I would like to get that. Oh my goodness. Okay, put that there. I can't even pick this up because my inventory is too full. Oh my god, no. Alright, well, that'll be fine. It'll be fine. Right. Right. There we go. There we are. Yeah, too much stuff in the inventory, and I could have put stuff in my trash, I suppose, but at the moment that belt is too far away. Oh, this is lovely. Look at this. I can literally just walk. Well, I do need to let the nanobots catch up just a bit. But anyway, I am thinking, this oil field is huge, by the way. I think I counted it, and it has something like 60 or 70 patches, which is a ton. And we're not going to need that many. So even if I have the train track going right through the middle of it, I don't actually care. So the first thing we need to do for the oil field is set up the pump jacks. So let me go to nanobots. Now there is a tool online, and I'm saying this so you guys don't write in and tell me because I already know about it. But there is a tool online that actually will design your entire pump jack layout and with pipes and everything, so you never have to use, you know, your own brain again. And I think it's innovative. It's a fun project, but I kind of like doing oil. It's very relaxing. So what I'm going to do is we're just going to do it by hand. We do have, well, by hand-ish with nanobots. But yeah, as you can see, there are millions of patches here, just tons and tons and tons of them. I do have a very handy blueprint, though, which is a generalized blueprint. Let's see, it's in my oil folder. It's called Huge Pump Jacks, and I got this from FactorioPrints.com. And what it is basically a pump jacks placed every tile, okay? And it looks very strange, but when you plop it, and make sure you shift plop just in case there are rocks or trees, it places them for you. So nanobots, can you please do the honors? There we go. And it does make finding the oil patches a lot easier, though now in 0.15 the devs have added the ability to kind of locate the pump jacks. If you have one in your hand, for example, they show up with these lovely green things, little borders around them, which is nice. So, but I'm going to just use this huge blueprint, huge pump jacks blueprint. I think that's exactly what it's called on Factorio Prints. If you guys want to see it in my Google Drive, I can put that in, I suppose. The reason I don't put some of the things like belt balancers and things is that I just don't want to maintain them. If they change or whatever over time. It's easier just to have them on a centralized site. where everyone can access them. So in 0.15, oil is so plentiful that I feel like I don't even need speed beacons and stuff like that. So I'm not going to worry about placement of those in this at all. Like zero. Totally not at all. So we're just going to build based on that kind of thing, and we'll get these guys hooked up. The important thing with pipes is that you want to make sure you have some walking spaces in between, and then also to connect every single thing. Okay, let's just put that one there, so that we can connect these guys like this. Now, a ton of walking spaces isn't strictly needed, but some are definitely required. I'm going to go back up. I have a few medium electric poles, but I don't have a lot of small electric poles. But I don't really care about that. I want to have the large ones so we can get power down to this area and power all of these lovely pump jacks. So they shall start producing oil for us, and I'll show you kind of a trick to get them going, or if I can remember it, goodness me. And, well, you know what? I can't remember how I did it before. I think I didn't... Oh, that's what it is. Okay, so you start the first few, and then you have oil in the system. And this is just to make sure that all of your pipes are connected. You put your pipes down, and obviously these have no oil, so we know they're not connected. So therefore you connect this way. Okay, so you know these are connected. With electricity, it's a little easier to tell what's connected and what not, so I'm not terribly concerned about that at all. Mostly it's the pipes that need to be organized. And I think this is a very, well, I could put this one, that one like that, and take this way. Okay, and put those on the lower side maybe. Okay, nice. And so if you start connecting a bunch of these guys kind of willy-nilly, like I'm doing right now, it can be like, whoa, which ones are connected or which not. So that's why I use that other little trick there, to get things just visualize them easier. Now I know there are spots here. I mean, that's quite obvious. I didn't have enough pump jacks. I did get something like 40 made, like a lot of them. So that should be plenty enough to start our first. Okay, here I'm doing this a little bit away so that I can actually create a walking space for myself between the pump jack and these other things. Okay, I definitely want to check and see if it is connected or connectable. And here, there's also some benefit to having multiple pipes per oil field. So that we'll talk about a little bit later, I think. Let's go this way. Like that, possibly. That one can go there. Okay, great. So basically, I got half of this already done. Yay. And can take this one that way. There we go. And get those sorted out this way. Alrighty, that one will go there very nicely. Now remember, I think these pipes bridge like a gap of 10. So if you want to be maximally efficient, you want to string those for the longest distance possible. And if you don't have that kind of distance in mind, it's almost always better to use the single pipes because it costs less iron ultimately. Connect that way. Good, 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 good. This is all going very swimmingly. I'll just connect that way. Okay, that's fine. But I took a whole bunch of pipes. I'm hoping it will be enough. And I'm looking at it and it's like, no. I kind of forgot about the pipe usage in the field itself. I was thinking more in terms of the oil setup, but hopefully we'll get this sorted out very shortly. Okay, let's go there. And as soon as we get all of this organized, then we just need to connect power and we are good to go. Okay, get that one this way. I'm just going to quickly connect this just to make sure that I have enough stuff going on here. Okay, nice. Oops, I don't want to do that. I think I'll just connect them. Well, actually, I could connect them in a clump like this. It might be even shorter in terms of the underground usage. Oh, yeah, I think that's just fine. I just want to have a little bit of walking space through here. Okay, and we just have that one little lonely one left. Are there? I don't have any more. Okay, well, that's fine. Can't always have them. Okay, right. We've done well. All right. Now, the next bit is basically getting all of these guys organized with power. This is not working the way I want it to be honest. I thought I could just click and drag easily with the new system, but it doesn't look like that. We want to make sure everything is not blinking. Don't want any blinking. But, as I said, our task is made much easier by the fact that we don't actually need beacons in 0.15 because of the extreme large amounts of oil that are found everywhere. So these are vanilla settings. I didn't use anything like RSO or things like that. So it's kind of interesting. Though I did use, you know, I used large patches. But still, I don't know. I might have even turned oil down a bit. I can't remember what I did with the map generation. You can look it up on the map exchange string. If you plug it into the blank there, you can tell what settings a person used. But in any case, I'm glad. I thought it was always kind of a really heavy use of modules and of beacons. So now we can be a little bit more efficient with our power and such, and we won't have to worry about things like that. Okay, we have one blinky down there. Oh, I thought I got this one. Nope. That's that way. Nanobots. Hello. Wakey uppy? No? Alright. Okay, for some reason, they went on a tea break. I don't know why. It's all good, though. So we're going to go down into the forest, which is not ideal, I admit. We'll take our power poles with us. Ooh, and I need more other power poles. I did bring a ton of wooden power poles, however. Let's see where we are. We're kind of around here, aren't we? I think we can start destroying some of the trees in this area. There are a ton of them. The idea of putting this down here is also so later I can build a train station. Now, this base station, I'm kind of envisioning it to be a regular factory oil area, i.e. no beacons and no modules. I probably will space them that way just for good practice, just in case we want to like up our production just a little bit with modules, but we're not intending to do that. So let's get these trees definitely out of the way. Are they collecting wood? No, good. They're eating the wood. They're termites after all. Ha ha ha. Fantastic. Yes. I did make sure to take 2 stacks of termite bot ammo so that we can get all of this cleared. It is a blessing for sure to have this ability. There is another mod which definitely doesn't fit this particular campaign, but if you are into grand explosions while removing trees, you should try it out. It's a lot of fun. I did it on one of my campaigns called Explosive Termites, and it causes a lot of FPS loss, that's for sure, but it is very, very fun. Okay, so we're getting rid of this forest. Bye-bye, forest. Sorry, can't deal with you. So, you know, to all the environmentalists who want to condole themselves, the forest would be gone anyway with pollution from the oil area, so don't worry. It's only a matter of time, basically. Okay, we have access to coal, which is fantastic. Now I just need to decide. So I'm having the train line probably moving through the middle here of this. Possibly, oh wow, we actually, maybe there were only 60 patches, because I know I put down something around 40 miners, maybe, or 50. So yeah, we might even plow through some of our oil wells, but it is not that critical, I have to say. It really isn't that critical. Now, I need to figure out how I want to orient this thing. I'm going to have a fluid bus going vertically here, something like this. I'm going to have 2 fluids on the bus, and that's going to be lubricant and petroleum. Not petroleum, lubricant and sulfuric acid. Lubricant is for things like electric engines and belts of the blue variety, and sulfuric acid is for blue circuits. Right, so I'm thinking about laying this out this way, you know, and we can even have the train station on this side if we wanted to. I'm just thinking this coal patch protrudes quite significantly down here, but if I move downward a little bit on the map, let's get termites. Yo, termites, get going. Here we won't even run into this iron ore patch, which has 10 million ore in it, which is quite nice. That's a good amount. So I think we can start using this space here. This looks really good. We're going to have our oil refineries going left to right in a line. That's my plan. Let's just get these trees started on dying. There we go. All right, just want to go back and make sure that everything got decimated. Excellent. Now let's get our oil refineries, start putting them down. Oh my God, really, a tree. You survived several passes, tree. You must be the bravest tree known anywhere. Okay. Now our belt line is, oh, that's our power line and the belt line. Okay, so we'd actually start this going here. So the general ratio of oil refineries to other things is 8 refineries to 1 heavy oil cracking to 7 light oil cracking. However, we don't actually have cracking yet. So we're just going to have to wing this until we can get things sorted. Okay, I think that's maybe even too far. Let's just put them down here. We have a lot of oil, so I probably am going to do double that recipe. What, 3? Oh, you know what? I shouldn't even do this. I should be using our blueprints, because there's no reason to be plopping these by hand. Not when you have nanobots. Okay, so later, so this right now is using the recipe for basic oil processing. Later, when we use advanced oil processing, one of these inputs is going to change to water. I always remember it by, you know, the old, you know, the nuclear race in the 1940s, heavy water. Heavy oil is on the same side as the water will become. So this is going to be water here. And then we're going to have our crude coming in the other side. So what we want to do is basically make connectable areas. Oopsies. Let's not do it that way. And these guys will also have connectable outputs. And you do them basically at intervals of one tile a piece for pretty decent compactability here, or compactness. It's probably a better word. Okay, there we go. And we can copy this entire thing and kind of move it along. Will these stretch? They will. How nice. Right, so I want to just grab this. I'm going to grab this plus the power pole and get these plopped onward so that our nanobots can start working away and building this. And believe me, this is a pain in the socks. If you don't have nanobots, but you know what? I did it for a long time, many hundreds of hours before, because I didn't play with mods for like, I don't know, 600 or 700 hours initially. But it's possible, but this is the way it should look so that all of these fluids do not intermix. It's incredibly important that they don't mix. This cannot be overstated. If you connect all of these things in one pipe, it will be a mishmash of things. Stuff will block other fluids. It is a not good thing. You do not want to do that. Okay, how many do we have? 3, 6, 7. Right, so we need our 8th one. And I think we'll build double this arrangement. How close are we here? Let's just build a few more. Because I have plenty of oil refineries. I think I had something like 25. That's close enough, I think, there. So let's see what we got. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So we need 5 more. I'll just copy 5. That's 3, 4, 5. Right. It's interesting the way the pipes are or are not included, entertainingly enough. And as you see, as I put this down, you can see how they all interconnect quite beautifully with the underground pipes. All right, here we are. Very nice. Very neat and tidy looking, I have to say. It is looking very, very good. Okay, so now all of these are creating this, interconnected lines, and we're going to create on the side of oil a fluid bus. And I think this is so important for oil because I see a lot of people saying, oh my God, oil has turned into a spaghetti monstrosity. And it will. I kind of looked at this concept and developed this concept of the fluid bus, at least in my own factories, before I saw anyone else do it. But basically having it's like its own conveyor belt design on the side. So that's what we're going to set up to do. And we will have, let's make sure we have plenty of room here. Where's the furthest? The furthest that petroleum can reach is there. So we're going to have petroleum going there. And then this one can be going here, and this one here. So we're going to have these just a tile apart, and they're going to get things going. Okay, right. I think it would be fairly a good idea to basically connect this up. We need to connect things up. Goodness me. Oh, meow. Now that meow is fairly real there. Okay, that's fine. Now let's get oil down here. I think we probably just need 1 pipe. We'll go from here. That seems like a reasonable spot. These guys can just be click dragged. Basically like power poles, same thing. There we go. And now these guys are already processing. They're already getting oil, they're processing it, and our pipes are filling with fluid. And this is going to make it more, I was going to say more instructive, but easier to see in general anyway. Okay, I think it's time to start laying down piping for some stuff. Now the other item we're going to have here, we're going to have, we're going to have lubricant. Something inside, or this could be water actually. Let me put down some stuff here. We'll have this one for lubricant, or should we have it for water? It might be, actually I'll put water on the end just because of this iron patch there. Right. Can I put, I can't put it. I can't do this. Okay, we need combinators. All right, I was hoping to be slightly sneaky there. But we cannot do this, so we'll just be slightly sneaky. It'll be fine. There we go. So this is going to be lubricant. Now this is just a reminder for ourselves. This is not necessary to put in at all. This is going to be sulfuric acid, and this will be water. Nice. Speaking of, we can connect that to our refineries as well. Now, as a rule, it is always best to use underground pipes, even if it's that short of a distance. The reason is that underground pipes can only connect from one end, and they can't get into a mishmash. Like if you put these guys together, they just end up in a mishmash thing. But these guys, the underground ones, can only connect on one end, literally. Like this one on the left end and this one on the right. So you can put no, this one that way, and it will not connect. You can do this kind of thing like that, and it's really, really useful. Okay, we are well out of pipes at this point. Nanobots, please help. Thank you. All right. I think, all right, we have plenty of time to start out with at least the first part of this process. We'll go with chemical plants. Now, I like to have my lubricant and heavy oil processing all in the same area. So we're going to need to have 2 spaces of pipes. We need to have at least, we'll do 3. 1, 2, 3, and that's basically spacing for beacons. And we will add, we need 2 lanes of pipes because of, oh, and you know what? I should put these guys, maybe not in line with the first one, but in line with the second, in case we need space for things like pumps, stuff like that. That makes sense. All right, our first machines are going to be lubricant. And the ratio, like I said, is 8:1:7, and that 1 can also apply to lubricant or heavy oil cracking, because I think they process at the same rate. Maybe these take heavy oil, and if we go to research, let's go to advanced oil processing. No, actually they don't. These take 40 heavy oil. Okay, so we might even need like 2 lubricant plants instead. And these guys can be close together because they don't need separate inputs. But I think we'll make like 4 of them. Okay, so have room for a power pole in between. And these guys are going to have, I like to just share pipes where I can. There we go. And then these are going to connect here to this. Now, we do want a place to store our heavy oil, because what happens is that if these refineries are backed up, and this one is backed up on petroleum, then it cannot process any more oil. So you have to empty the machine of all its products, just like an assembler, in order to get things moving onward. So we're going to put a tank here. Now, it's been said many times on the forums that you should never put a tank in the middle of the line. Like, you should not put it right there. Let me just show you this. Like that. Because apparently this obstructs flow. If you want to look it up, feel free. It has been mentioned several times on the forums. I know I got a lot of questions about this in the Lazy Island playthrough, but I don't have the link in front of me, so use Google. It works. It's good stuff. But anyway, because of the fluid mechanics in Factorio, this works better. So I'm going to use this better working system. Right. Okay, so this is all connected. These guys have stuff. All they need is electricity. I am not going to put down the cracking plants, but they will be in this same line here, and we have enough space for them. Okay, now these will do the same kind of thing here. And I like to use the undergrounds just so we can walk between them like this. You can use straight pipes if you don't want to walk. That's okay too. And then this is going to go up to the lubricant line. Now we want to make sure that we have the ability for these guys to move forward. So let's just take the shortest one and go here, here, there, there, and then this one is going to go there, just to have a little bit of alignedness. Okay, and then we'll use our lubricant line there, I think. There we go. That should be fine. And we'll put down the tank right here. That should work very, very well, I hope. All we need to do is power these guys up. So let's connect this momentarily with power. Hurrah! We have lubricant. Hooray! So this means that we are now going to be able to make this product, and we will be collecting it for our stuff going north toward actually putting it on the bus. Right, now the next area is going to be for cracking. Now you need quite a lot of room for cracking because you need, in that ratio, the 8:1:7 ratio, 7 is the number of cracking plants you need for light oil to petroleum cracking. So we need to get that sorted. Now this lane is going to have a separate lane of light oil coming off of it. So we need to get that sorted out as well when we have the cracking. So we might as well connect it. That'll be just fine. And make sure we have the connection there. Okay, there we go. So light oil is going to go down this way. And we'll leave our 3 spaces. 1, 2, 3. And we need 2 spaces for water and light oil input. 1, 2. Get it aligned. And these guys have to be aligned like this because you're going to have separate inputs similar to these guys where you have to separate them a bit. And for these, I tend to like to do opposite sides like this, but you don't have to. Either way. So these are going to be like that. And I think-ish. We'll figure it out once we actually get there. Now, like I said, these are placeholders until we get advanced oil processing, and that will, you bet it will be our very, very first research. In fact, we can set it up right now. Where the heck is it? Hello. Advanced oil processing. There it is. Research. This is our first research. It should always be your first blue research. It doesn't cost that much science, but the cracking is so important. Because as we'll see, what's going to happen is that the tanks are going to fill up and life is not going to be that great at all. So we need to, let's get the light oil tank set up, and it's going to be here-ish. So this way, let's get a tank for this. And notice that even though this is close, this isn't connecting because this is an underground. Okay, light oil is going to be stored there for now. Right, and then through this pipe, we're going to get petroleum going. And this is going to connect here. Where is it? There we go. Right there. Okay, so petroleum is going to go along this line. And we can keep on taking these other lines down, though technically we don't really need to, since we're not going to use, well, you know, we can even just delete them for now. We don't really need them, so why even have them? Same thing with this guy, but they can be continued because each of them is going to have their own lane here. Okay, these we do need to continue the water and sulfuric acid. Let's just make sure we have enough space. If those are in the way, we'll move them. Right, and I think, you know what, I think this might be a good time to stop because the next part is dealing with petroleum, and we will be making our end products of sulfuric acid and plastic down here, and I think that probably will take another 30 minutes. And I will also go and collect more materials from the base so that we have plenty to build with. Anyway, this has been our introduction to oil. I hope it's been fairly clear. It'll be much better to think about once we actually get the whole system in motion. But anyway, thank you so very much for joining me. Take care of yourselves and each other, and I'll see you next time.